First, I want to start off with the fact that I'm Dominican. Like, I am Dominican American, first generation American. And, Dominicans, we have a remedy for everything. Everything. And I'm leaning into that as we're getting ready to bring baby K earthside. But because I love science, there's a lot of stuff that I'm also researching to help me understand the science of why our remedios may work and why not. So keep that grain of salt in the back of your head. I don't know if that's the expression, but keep following me if you follow me. And let's jump into today's video. Today we're talking about getting ready for a baby. We're going to be trying to have a baby sometime in the future. Don't know when, don't know how, where, why, all of those pieces, but we are getting ready to turn the page to that next chapter of life. If you didn't catch the last video, I shared a few things that I'm doing to set myself up foundationally to kind of get my body ready for a baby. This video is kind of the same, but from a more holistic, spiritual lens. Before we jump into anything of this video, this is all for my own documentation. Please note that this video is for informational purposes only, and that you should always speak with your medical provider before starting anything new. With that out of the way, grab your tececito, maybe a little journal, get started on what I'm doing to bring baby K earthside. So first, let's speak spiritually what I'm doing. This journey of motherhood is a lot. From what I hear from my friends, from what I see from other creators, it's a lot. So I really want to get into my head and be as connected to myself as possible when I'm starting this journey into motherhood. Cosmically speaking, like all of the souls and everything that are connected, I want to be able to tap into that for myself so that I can be the best version of me for baby K, and also to get to know baby K in whatever way I can prior to them getting here. But mostly I need to work on me and any fears, concerns, things I have, like that stuff that I need to work through. What I've learned from other mothers is or parents, is that they bring things out of you. So I want to be able to address all of that as much as I can, because we can't do everything. Address as much as I can beforehand to be there. So what is that looking like? Essentially, lots of meditation, both for myself, and I'll share some meditations that I like to do in the description box below, so you can check that out. But I have lots of meditation to make sure that I'm sleeping okay, lots of meditation to check in with my spiritual team, my higher self, all of those things. And then I have meditations where you can talk to your spirit baby. It's very cutesy. My friend Melanie introduced us to that, and I was like, okay, but it's a lot of fun. So all these kinds of meditations just to connect to the world that's outside of our physical world, that's going to be helpful in this next chapter that we're entering. There's I can't remember who said this, but there's this one creator or friend that I know, I can't even remember, but that moment where you're giving birth, they described it as being outside in between two worlds. And that's what I want to mentally prepare myself for, I guess. I don't know. But that's what's coming up for me. In addition to all the meditations, I'm making sure to do sadhanas. A sadhana is basically a daily practice that you do to connect to your soul. And that's the simplest way to explain it. And it can be anything. I so happen to be doing a 40-day sadhana where we meditated every day for 40 days. I'm continuing that practice right now to see how far I can go. I'm trying to do another 40 days. And basically, I'm enjoying it because it's allowing me to take 15 minutes of my day to just sit. And also what I'm trying to garner by doing this is by having the habit of this pocket of time for myself. So when baby K comes earthside, I can continue that in a way that's flexible but still authentic to me, because in my previous video I mentioned one of the things that I am doing to prepare is going to therapy, And something that my therapist mentioned was like being able to identify the little pieces of your life that you need to feel like yourself, so that when the baby comes and you kind of get out of that feeling, you're able to like jump back into your routine, you could say. So the sadhanas are helpful because it's every day. You have to do it. If you don't do it, you have to start over from the beginning. And it's like, okay, I got 15 minutes. I remember one meditation I did during the sadhana. A little baby came to sit next to me and was like doing the little prayer with me. It was the cutest thing. And I was like, oh my God, like this is total validation to me that I'm doing what I need to be doing for baby K. Also, like what I'm doing is like something that my future children will like take part in because they see me doing it. Make sense? Part of this like headspace thing as well is spending time journaling. I love to journal. I'm pretty sure I said it in the last video, but I love to journal. So just journaling out any thoughts that I have, fears, letters for baby K, like literally anything that's coming through me, I'm like making sure to jot it down, to process feelings, to be celebratory, to reflect all of these delicious things that journaling can give you. I'm making sure to do that now, again, to cultivate that routine and that habit, to hopefully not lose it as much when something so life-changing like a baby comes into our home. Next, let's talk about remedios. So, like I said, I'm Dominican and we have a remedio for everything. I'm trying not to like do too much, but just the basics. And that looks like drinking my teas and my tinctures. Because I have endometriosis, I've always kind of been in the habit of drinking teas, especially teas that help with my inflammation. So this looks like things like ginger. There's this like Dominican flu tea that I kind of like take ingredients from and make tea. So sometimes I'll make like an onion tea, herbs like chamomile to kind of help me also my body calm down and let me go to sleep on time. Those are kind of the things that I'm drinking in terms of that sense. And then I also, as my cycle approaches, I make sure to drink some red raspberry leaf tea. That's been really helpful for me to kind of not have as much pain as I can have with endometriosis. Sometimes I'll drink nettle leaf tea. That's also very like grounding for me. Basically, I do my research, see what teas I like, and kind of implement that as much as possible based on my preferences and what I'm finding. On top of that, my friend made me a tincture that's helpful for building progesterone in the body. And the way that she explained it to me that was helpful is like it increases progesterone, and this is the hormone that we need to make the uterus warm and like safe place for the baby to grow and grow to full term. And making sure I'm taking care of my body and all of these things, it's helpful to get the extra support from someone that knows my situation, my complete situation, and is like holding my hand through this. Another little remedio that I do from time to time, and that I've done a couple times recently now that we're getting closer, is this beet and molasses remedio. Basically, you just blend beets with water, add some molasses, and then you take a little swig every morning. And it does taste bad, but it doesn't taste as bad as you would think for me. Many people are turned off by it. The research that's there to support that is just the iron. Like molasses, black strap molasses is high in iron. So this is like an old tried and true remedy. So I'm just, listening to my intuition, taking it, and then just leaving it up because, I can't control anything anyway. Those are like the most basic remedios that I'm doing. I'm not trying to do too much. I'm just trying to do enough and like see what my body's asking for, if it is asking for anything else. The last thing I'm incorporating are like healing practices or ancestral practices. I'm not sure what category to kind of put them in, but there are things that are like have been done for a long time that are not remedios that I grew up with. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing is castor oil packs. This has been really helpful for me because, again, I have endometriosis, so it's helpful for like the pain. And like, I also feel like it helps because it's like a dedicated time to like relax, you know, because if we're thinking about stress and the way that affects the body, having some time to just be laying down with some heat, like, yeah, that's gonna help. So there's lots of research on castor oil packs. Basically, you just heat up some castor oil, get a flannel cloth, put it on your womb space. Also helpful to put up here if you have like any other digestive issues or liver issues, whatever the case is. And you just let it sit there. There's a company that does like a more modern version of the pack that's a little bit less messy. I'll link them in the description box below. No affiliates, just like I've come across it. But castor oil packs, just again to kind of send calming signals to my body that it doesn't need to freak out. Because again, endometriosis for me, my body, very dramatic. She's very dramatic. On top of that, something that I was doing but kind of have slowed down is yoni steaming. This was helpful for, again, the endometriosis, the pain, the like circulation of blood flow, warming up this space for myself and my health, but also creating an environment that is like cozy for a baby. This is an ancient indigenous practice. It's also practiced in different parts of the world, but at least for like the indigenous cultures of the Americas, you can see accounts of yoni steaming, vaginal steaming, V steaming. There's many names for it, but there's accounts of like women sitting on a pot of herbs and having some healing benefits from doing that. So I have been doing that. The company that I've been shopping from is On Her Throne. And it's just like, again, such a nice practice to just dedicate 30 minutes, 15, 30 minutes to yourself and just like sit and feel warm. Typically, I journal during that time. I have a dedicated journal for that. And yeah, it's just something that I've adapted. I've weaned off of it now that my endometriosis isn't as painful as it used to be. But from time to time, I'll like dabble back in, and it is really calming and fun and like connects you to you in a way that is beautiful, I think, at least. The last thing that I'm incorporating that's also like in this space is flower essences. Flower and flower essences flower essences help you deal with any emotional matters. My friend that works in this space explains it as like it helps you melt away your emotions, right? Like we're supposed to feel emotions, they should go through us and we move on, and that kind of helps energetically deal with that. So I did a consultation with her. She recommended some flower essences based on some of the things that I was sharing with her that I kind of wanted to like move on from, essentially. And so I take those regularly when I meditate in the morning. If I forget, I forget, but it is right there. So generally I remember. And yeah, it's been really fun to like see how things change for me because I'm not like stuck anymore. And I do kind of notice a subtle difference when I'm like not taking it regularly and how I'm showing up for myself. And all of this again is just to make me be a better version of me so that I can be a best version of mom. Oh my God, I'm going to be a mom. So I can be a better mom for baby K. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. And I love them. They don't really taste like anything. Super chill, super easy practice. If you're looking to look to speak with any of my friends that work in these spaces, I'll make sure to link all of their bios or like business pages in the description box below, so you can check them out as well. And that's pretty much it. These are the 3 different kind of areas that I'm putting some energy into to kind of help me energetically prepare for baby K. And one thing I want to end with is something that my friend say. She's a mom of 2 and she's a badass, but like I can't control anything. And what I really need to do is just have fun, trust in the process, and be open to what's happening, because I have 0 control. And I think that's very important for me to remember, who loves to control everything. I have 6 Capricorn placements, very controlling. But it's important for me to remember that, to kind of like, yes, I'm doing all these things because I know it helps me, but this is not going to get me what I want. You know, it's just helping me. So hopefully when that time comes, I'm in the best space to accept that and kind of just letting go and letting go with the flow. So I was very appreciative of that conversation that I had with her. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the show on the road. Before we jump off, let me know how this landed for you. What are some things that you did to prepare energetically for conception, during being pregnant, all of those things? Feel free to leave that in the comments. I love talking in the comments. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And check out some other videos that I've been doing to kind of share out this journey, as well as just my normal journey as a human. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you made it all the way through, please leave some disco ball emojis. And I'll catch you in the next video. Love you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.